Hello there, and welcome to the BNC, the Black Nerd Culture Podcast, where three brothers have deeper conversations about the Black nerd sphere and beyond. I am Sean, here with Vin and CJ. It's Star Wars Day. At the time of this recording, and in celebration and in honor of the 20th anniversary release, we will be discussing Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. I predict this episode won't upset anyone at all. I have a bad feeling about this. Now, with the preamble out of the way, let's begin.
Yo. Oh, okay.
Nerd. All right, so let's get to it. So we all rewatched Revenge of the Sith. I remember it not being that good the first time I watched it, and it was even worse the second time.
Yeah, let's go over the first time me and you have watched it, Vin.
Sure.
Yeah, because this was honestly, I realized I was just watching it. This is my first time actually watching it. I think I watched the first one. Bro, I think I watched the first one, and I never got around to watching Clones or this one. And his was bad. Wow. His was bad. I remember the ending. I think I caught the ending somewhere.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been all over the place.
No. Like, actually, like it was on, and I was like, "Oh shit, I missed all of that." Well, I'll just watch the end.
Yeah.
So this was a special treat here on May the 4th.
I missed the whole thing. Oh wow! I guess I'll just watch a really good lightsaber fight at the end.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I think I came in on high ground.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So you stayed in long enough to watch this man get shish kebab. That's pretty much it.
I mean, I saw that, and I saw the very
end.
Julie.
Yeah.
And when we get to it, oh man, okay. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead with y'all first time seeing it. Woo!
So we saw it in theaters back in 2005 when it first came out.
Paid for it.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So
we were paid for it.
Yep.
It was not a matinee or anything. I don't know. I think it was regular full price.
Yeah.
Is this when you guys were working there?
No. We were living in Waterbury at this time.
Oh, yeah.
And so, well, me and Sean used to work at a movie theater at multiple. Well, all throughout our lives, we've worked at movie theaters basically. But this time, in 2005, we were actually moving into like our big boy jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So we stopped working in a movie theater so much. I would go back to working in a movie theater later, but whatever. Anyway,
same here.
Side money, bro.
Side money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, our first time seeing it was actually when we were living in Waterbury and not working at the movie theater. So we didn't get any benefits or perks or nothing like that.
Full price,
full price, popcorn, full price, everything full price.
And the thing is that we were trying to give it the benefit of the doubt because.
Mm-hmm.
Full transparency, we do not like the prequels, and we'll get into why in a little bit. But the first two, Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, were god awful. But we were hoping Lucas could pull it out for Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
he did not.
It was a hope beyond hope.
It was a hope beyond hope.
He did not.
Okay, so we have a timeline because I was going to make this a compliment sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, we can start with compliments. Broad strokes about compliments, if you got any.
Sounds good.
Compliments.
I mean, the score is always on point with
movies. Yeah, the score's great. Yeah,
but I will point out, and then we talked about this in the Sinners review. It's so quiet. Where I remember there was music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just my memory just playing tricks on me, because I remember there's fight scenes with no music.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
for other reasons.
The fight with Dooku had no music. The love scenes with Anakin and Padme had no music. There was no music. There were a lot, and that's something I picked up on the second time watching, because my memory was, there's music, throughout the whole thing, and especially with the fights, and the music would be great, whatever. It was quiet for the most part.
Like they had musics. Wow, I am upset at myself for that one. They had music like at weird scenes, like my man hopping in one of the damn cruisers, like
right.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah. Why is there music now when there was just a fight with no music? What do you?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
No. So
super
yeah.
Compliment, but yeah.
It's like who did the score? Hans Zimmer, right?
No, I mean I thought it was Williams.
Scored. You guys type fast.
John
Williams. Yeah, John Williams.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry, I lose a couple of nerd points. John Williams did the score, and of course, he always does a phenomenal job.
Mm-hmm. It's just that there were certain parts where it's just like I don't hear anything. Like usually he has like sweeping, like the Star Wars music between Leia and Han whenever there's a love scene and stuff like that. Usually that's there. It wasn't for this, and that was definitely jarring.
Right. I agree. Like there was definitely yeah. There's a lack of, and it kind of in general the movie overall it lacks soul.
Yes,
it lacks heart.
Yeah, we'll get through it.
Yeah,
but I'm still trying to find compliments. The last lightsaber battle is the one that most people remember. And we'll get into this in a little bit. I have my theory about the lightsaber battles at the end of these prequels. But
John did every single Star Wars?
Yes.
I believe so, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I said it as a question, but I was literally reading it. So it was more of a surprise.
Yeah.
The lightsaber battle at the end was pretty good. I have my gripes about that.
Which one?
There's two, right?
Because there's two at the same time.
Yeah. Jeez. Oh, no. Oh, I would never say the Palpatine Yoda fight.
That's fair.
No.
I mean, Yoda was getting active, though.
I hate CGI Yoda.
Yeah,
I hate CGI Yoda as well.
And I hate CGI Palpatine, too.
That was just ridiculous.
Zooming around that motherfucker.
Yeah.
The dude is 100 years old and bouncing around. Like, I like in the original Star Wars where he didn't move much, but he still had, it seemed like he had unlimited power.
Yeah,
as he was saying. But not by much because they're just building the Death Star at the end of what you call it. He's not that much older. Mm-hmm. They're building the Death Star at the end of this movie, the end of Revenge of the Sith. They're building the Death Star, so he's not much older. And then I think between New Hope and Return of the Jedi, it's only a couple of years.
Yeah, it's not that much longer. It's basically, however,
I didn't even see the Death Star.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you didn't. We told you to stop. Yes.
I literally watched the whole thing.
Oh wow! Yeah, when Vader joins Palpatine on the bridge of the ship at the very end of the movie.
Yeah,
you can see out, and they're literally putting the Death Star together.
Oh, it was outside the fuck. Yeah,
yeah.
So yeah, my wife points this out to me a lot of times. I do not see everything that's on the screen.
You got glasses, bro.
Listen to the fuck I'm trying to say. Like, I don't focus, motherfucker, on everything.
I was going to say, and aren't they glasses though?
And aren't they glasses?
And aren't they glasses though?
Nigga. Fuck you. You know what? That's discrimination to the blind. Fuck you.
We're not legally blind, so it does not count.
POP, hold it down. Anyway, I am calling fucking the Reverend on you, and he's going to march and pull all your dollars.
All right, so let's go through the timeline.
Yes.
So we have Obi-Wan and Anakin launch a rescue plane for Palpatine. So this is the very beginning of the movie. You have to scroll the course. So anything to say about the scene? As they're flying, they have the little robots come on the Obi-Wan's plane, and somehow, the little gremlin robots or whatever, and somehow it stays in the air even after losing a wing. It stays in space after losing a wing.
He did lose a wing.
He did.
He absolutely did lose a wing.
I question that myself.
They were fucking up that damn motherfucking shit.
Yeah.
His fucking shit went cloudy.
Yeah, it just
fucking
had all types
Anakin,
of problems, and then
Anakin, you're not helping.
manages to crash land into the space where
And
Palpatine
this
is being
nigga
kept.
hops out the motherfucking cockpit, taking niggas out immediately.
Yeah,
that was cool.
That was cool.
That was cool, but goddamn.
Yeah.
And then there on Grievous' flagship was where Palpatine is being held.
Motherfucking Grievous.
He had a lot of potential. He was a lot.
Listen.
For the most part, I liked him more than not as much as I like Darth Maul. But
listen,
no,
y'all gonna have to explain this because again, I did not watch the second one. Okay, I need you to explain one motherfucking thing about Grievous. So me and the wife were being like, we were like, nigga, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
All right.
Why is this nigga coughing?
That happens at the end of Gennady Tartakovsky's Clone Wars shorts.
Yeah.
So Mace Windu wounds him because basically the end of the Clone Wars shorts leads right into the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Right.
Literally. So Mace Windu at the end of the short wounds him.
He does a force crush on his chest area.
Yes.
So Grievous was human.
Grievous is part. I wouldn't say human. He's
more of an android.
Believe actually, I think he's part alien, part android. I don't know the
cyborg.
race though.
Cyborg. Thank you. Cyborg.
Yeah, cyborg.
Because I'm like, why is a robot? Because I thought he was a droid, just straight up, mechanical droid.
That's
until they cracked open his chest laser in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Why? I'm like, and here's my thing. Okay. Pretty much about the same scene. I fast forward just a little bit. And then we'll come back. This motherfucker busts out the window of the ship saying, haha, fuck y'all, hops out in the vacuum of space. Don't need to fucking breathe, right? Why the fuck is he fucking coughing?
That's fair. That is fair. That is fair.
Because he's willy-nilly out in the vacuum of space.
Yeah. He still has lungs.
Yeah, he's
he still has lungs, yeah.
So make motherfucking sense. Because goddamn.
I mean, I'll say he does have like a helmet of sorts, so maybe that's his air supply. I mean, it wouldn't stop the coughing. I mean, listen, it was written that way. Like a lot of this could be explained by it's written that way. Grievous was supposed to get away towards the end.
Yeah, let's be honest.
If we want to be fucking honest about this shit.
Because a lot of this shit was plot.
A lot of it was plot. A lot of it was just plot armor.
Plot fuck.
So Grievous, plot armor. Boom. There you go. He needs to make it to the end for some reason.
Exactly.
That was pissing me off, bro. I'm like, why is he fucking coughing?
So as you were saying about Grievous, so that happens after a kind of lackluster fight between Count Dooku, who was the villain in the second film in episode 2.
Yeah, they got his ass out of there quick.
Yeah, and
Christopher Lee was costing them too much money.
Yeah, Christopher Lee was bleeding them. There's no way Christopher Lee was like, I'm not going to be in this again.
Easily the highest.
Christopher Lee bled them. So there's a fight between Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Dooku. The fight
let's pause here real quick.
I gotta say one thing about Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee could have narrated and made more money than everybody because he would have outacted everybody narrating.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But I gotta say one thing. Is there a disconnect to you between the dialogue in general? Because when I was watching it, when I saw, and this is a prime example, when they get Christopher Lee out of there, Sidious goes, or Palpatine goes, you paid him back by, like, he took your arm, which happened in Attack of the Clones. He took your arm. So, you killed him.
Talking to Anakin,
right?
Yeah. And I'm like, wait, what? Because in the fight, Anakin takes his hands. So I'm like, that
was payback. Right. Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, well, I mean, he took his hands. That's what I said in my head. I was like, I mean, he took his hand, literally disarmed him. He can never do anything else again. Like,
and he could have stood trial He just couldn't waver or anything. He couldn't flip them off no more. You know,
right.
He couldn't eat.
Definitely could have stood trial. Like,
yeah.
And I'm trying to think of like what. I'm sure there's crimes in between, like the Clone Wars comic book and
the show,
movies, the shows, stuff like that. I for death. Like, I guess leading the separatist army, like, I guess that, that's a war crime, but, like, I mean
kind of traitor.
Yeah, but, like, you would still kind of stand trial for that.
And it's like, I'm sorry, but, like, and the look of Christopher's face, when he's like, did you just sell me out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%, because he did. He's like, it's like, this was your
play. Also, let me say this. This is going to come up later as we go through the timeline. What the fuck relationship is there between Palpatine and Anakin? Because Anakin in the movie, he's like, oh, Jedi Order. This is, Jedi principles and stuff like that. And he goes and he kills Dooku. But when on Palpatine says so, but when he goes and when when Mace Windu is about to kill later, this happens later, of course. When Mace Windu is about to kill Palpatine, it's no, he should stand trial, and I get why. There's underlying reasons why, but this man, and let's just get this out of the way. Anakin is fucking stupid.
Yes.
Yeah, Anakin's stupid for most.
And like,
the character of Anakin, not Anakin Christian, he's great. He did the best with what he could, what he had.
We'll get into Hayden's acting later.
I mean, and again, he did. I believe he did the best of what he. Because the thing is, when he comes back later and directed by other people, he's great. Yeah. It's to me, the thing is, like, if you could make Natalie Portman suck.
Yeah, actually, me and Alexis talking about that.
We'll get
Portman
there.
Was horrible.
Exactly, but
honestly,
again,
Christopher Lee's.
You can't blame any of the actors for this.
Like Christopher Lee's fucking little 5 minutes in the movie was the best acting in the movie.
Well, and that's the thing. And the thing is, like, Christopher Lee is an old at it. Like, he knows how to deal with certain directors in certain ways. And
like, fuck you, I'm still gonna get my
Hayden Christensen, he's a younger actor.
And wasn't this like his first shit?
Like, I was watching, and
first big shit.
Let's just say it. I'm just gonna say it. I've seen better acting in high school stage plays.
Oh man, the crying scenes were horrible.
Than from
even Ewan McGregor, bro.
Like, I mean,
yeah.
You are the chosen, bro. Like, I'm sorry, we're supposed to get that later, but still, like,
I would. Again,
I'm gonna put this 100% on George. I'm sorry.
George is gonna get his.
100%. Yeah, in my mind, the blame stays with George, because if you could make great actors, Academy Award-winning actors, I believe, Academy Award-winning actors, that bad, then I mean, it's not. It can't be them. Like, if it's multiple actors, it can't be them.
Yeah,
you got the guy that wrote and directed it, so he was leading the ship.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
There was probably no room for any kind of improvisation. Nothing. Just
I disagree with that because this is the same man that, like, maybe he got more strict as he got older because he wanted things to be done to his vision.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the same wooden dialogue from the original trilogy, and the people that made it work, like he had Carrie Ann Fisher as a script doctor. Harrison Ford said, "Fuck you, no, I'm not saying it like this," straight up to his face, basically. And the only wooden person was Mark Hamill because it was his first acting gig. But I mean, this was kind of Harrison Ford's first, like, one of his first acting gigs too. But
I would say one of his big ones.
Big ones. Yeah.
But Harrison knew. He knew.
Harrison was probably just a dick. Like, fuck you, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do anyway.
Yeah. The thing is that of course, you need the actors to stand up.
Yes.
And the thing is, if you don't get that support, and also I believe George didn't direct those other movies.
He directed the first one. He directed A New Hope.
Well, I mean, he did direct A New Hope, and then was like, well, I gotta.
Yeah, he was burnt out. I know all of the lore. Know your enemies.
But enemies?
Know your enemies.
But so he did direct the first one, and then I think you also have to have headstrong actors.
True.
When you're dealing with a certain kind of director.
And it
Hayden
could have
Christensen's not
been
there.
no, definitely not. But it could have been also the lore around Star Wars that made Ewan McGregor and Natalie Portman basically go, "Hey, he knows what he's doing. He did Star Wars."
I mean,
Meanwhile, the myth is what took over because his ex-wife at the time helped with the script a lot, with the dialogue. Like I said, Carrie Ann Fisher was a script doctor as well, and Harrison Ford said, "I'm gonna do my own thing." So he had a lot of help with these scripts, and one major thing, like,
the thing is, if you look at the behind the scenes stuff, he was surrounded by yes men.
Yes, that's the other thing. This was his baby. He wanted it his way, and he was surrounded by yes men because Star Wars, like the myth of the man, had become so much that everybody just thought of George Lucas, Star Wars. It was all him.
Right.
Instead of realizing that there was a lot of help behind the scenes for the original trilogy.
Yeah, the original trilogy. And the thing is, like, that with all movie trilogies, it's a collaborative effort. You cannot pin it on one man.
Well,
like, for the prequel trilogy.
Yeah, well, because I'm saying,
except, I mean, you can't pin it on one man, but you can't have one man guiding the ship on a trilogy. Trilogies are a tremendous undertaking, especially to get it right, and it's very rare that you get trilogies right.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, even with the new ones, they did use one guy for two of them, but they used a different guy for the last one.
No, they used a different guy for
for the second movie.
Yeah, Rian Johnson directed the Last Jedi, and J.J. Abrams directed.
Skywalker was the last one. My bad.
Yes.
Yeah, so he came back. Okay.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams directed the first and the third. When we might get into this a little bit, but when they bitched out of what they were going to plan, what Rian Johnson had set up for them, they saw the fan backlash. They bitched out, did a 180, and said, "No, Palpatine's back." You know.
Yeah. All right, so back to the timeline.
George only did George did everything for this. Okay, timeline.
We did the fight with Dooku happens. For some reason, the Anakin listens to an old man who was nice to him and tells him to kill somebody.
Was there a deep? Did they have a deeper fucking relationship in the first movie?
No.
I even looked into it before.
Because I'm like, when they brought this up, like he helped me out all this time. I'm like, nigga,
I watched the Clone Wars. I watched all the Clone Wars. Me and Vin have seen.
So George just threw that shit in there. So George just threw that shit in there out of nowhere.
It was always supposed to be a seduction, but he forgot it was supposed to be a seduction. And just said,
because I think
he tried to backdate it. This was basically what happened.
And the Clone Wars movie, I think he just comes across them and says, "Oh, you're an impressive Jedi" or something like that.
It is not very
it's not anything to flip over. Like, I could see if and the thing is, Anakin's not a kid at that point. He's like a teenager going on an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still. Like, he still flips over because some old man was like, "Oh, you're impressive." Like, you have a whole council saying that you're the chosen one, dude. Like, I mean, and maybe they didn't have those conversations with him, but they also treated him like that.
Yeah. The other thing is that Palpatine, during that scene, or a little bit after that scene, Palpatine tells Anakin to leave Obi-Wan, the man who trained him.
Yeah.
Right.
The man who he counted as a brother. He's just Palpatine's just like, yeah, fucking leave him. Look, that's not a great way to seduce somebody.
No, exactly.
Like, if hostile takeover.
If you wanted him to appear docile, you would have been like, "Don't forget your friend. We have to go. We have to get everybody." Like, the man. Not only that, the man came and helped save your ass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just he also trained. They were brothers. Anakin and Obi-Wan were brothers. It was also Obi-Wan came in to help save your ass when he couldn't stay home.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean leave him? He could have just said, "No, I'm not going on this trip. Screw that guy. I don't know him." Like, that would have been the end of it.
Like one of the, it was like the last good thing he did.
Right.
Anakin did, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, how does that endear you to somebody that, leave your brother? Hey, that doesn't ring alarm bells. That's not a red alert to you. Oh, leave your best fucking friend in the world.
Yeah.
Hey, we all gotta go. Leave that guy. He's probably dead. Well, I can see you breathing. He's probably dead. Leave him so we can get out of here. Your best friend. Your brother in arms, by the way, who you fought side by side with
for 3 years.
For 3 years, back to back. And you guys made it out of trenches. But no, leave him. How's that not ring alarm bells?
Man, they taught you to wield the lightsaber. We leave that now.
Right. Exactly. Leave him. Not what? But so we get past we get to that we talked about Grievous basically blowing himself into space in order to get off the ship. And him being able to breathe doesn't make any sense. We put that down to plot armor. But the heroes and Palpatine make it out, and they crash land on what was it? And they crash land on the surface of Coruscant.
Yeah.
And then Palpatine is greeted by several senators once they get out, and Anakin meets up with Padme, who tells him that she is pregnant.
Oh, he was trying to break her. He was trying to break her down on the steps, bro.
Oh yeah, bro.
He was trying to handle that.
Yeah. It was so
right here,
it
right
was
now.
Such a weird.
Yes,
I couldn't see why he was so up. Like he was overjoyed, but also upset. And it's like, why are you upset? And this has been brought up before, and multiple people have brought it up. He could have just left it. If it was that he was afraid what the Jedi Order was like, he could have just left the Jedi Order. Literally at any point. The thing is, there are no Jedi cops that come and say, "You're using the Force. Stop it." And nobody's going to come after him for leaving the Jedi Order. Like, people coming. There's so many stories of people coming and going throughout Star Wars. Just, you know what? I guess I'll be a Jedi. You know what? Nah, I'm good with not being a Jedi. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to be a Jedi.
If you look at Clone Wars, Ahsoka literally does that.
Yeah.
She leaves the Jedi Order.
And nothing happens to her.
Nobody
hunts her down. Nobody they don't, Yoda doesn't say, "We will hunt you down." It's nothing crazy. Yeah. Nothing happens. He's, okay, I'm out. Deuces. That's it.
Just had to do it in Yoda's voice, huh?
The most that happens to any Jedi who leaves orders is that they lose their ability to connect with the Force. That's it.
And that's more or less their end.
That's them slacking. Right. Yeah. He could have trained and trained and trained. He still could have been a nasty motherfucker in the Force.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Just leave me the fuck alone type shit. Like, come at me if you want, my dude.
Like he's so upset, and it's like, why? You wanted to be with this woman for years and years and years. You planned after her, and now she's saying that she's gonna have your kid. Like, you should be over the moon. Okay, bet. All right. So you know what? This is my last mission.
Yeah.
This is my last. This one. I got Palpatine back. Y'all. Call me when y'all find Grievous. I'll go. Help tune this nigga up, and then we'll go. And then I'm done. Yeah. How about that? Like, the Clone Wars are over after Grievous is dead. They say it over and over again throughout the movie. Clone Wars are done after Grievous is dead. Okay, y'all find Grievous, and then I will go handle what I gotta handle.
Right.
The plot to me in all three of the prequels
hit me up when you need
written. Mm-hmm. It's just sloppily written. Like, there are plot contrivances and continuity issues. Throughout. And like, George was the one who did all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was sad.
Yeah.
This was sad.
People can bitch and moan about the sequels all they want to. George had the prequels. Yeah, he had the Clone Wars up until 2012. Like, there's no excuse for the stuff that went down during the prequels.
No.
That's all. Like, he didn't have any studios breathing behind his neck. He had
They left him alone to do whatever he wanted to do.
Listen, I'm sorry. I only seen the first two of the sequels, and I enjoyed my time more than I did watching this movie.
Yeah, I will say that I did enjoy it. I'm not saying they're great movies.
No,
I'm
I
saying
won't say that I enjoyed my time.
enjoyed watching them more.
Yes,
definitely enjoyed watching them more. There's several things that I could bitch about with the sequels. Trust me, but I definitely had a better time watching them than I did watching all three of the prequels.
Yeah,
combined.
And I literally walked in. Like, this is my third time seeing Revenge of the Sith in my life, and I was trying to watch it with an open mind. And as soon as the shit began, I was like, "Oh fuck!" First 20 minutes, I'm like, "This is bad."
Like,
yeah,
God,
yeah.
damn.
I had to pause. I was like, "Oh damn, I'm 27 minutes in. This is."
I wish I saw it in the theater, paid for it again, so I could not pause. And I was just like, "Well, we're in here now. We're strapped in."
Yeah, you were screwed, bro.
Yeah.
You paid for it twice.
I did pay for it.
Yeah,
twice.
you paid
Absolutely
for it twice.
Yep.
Damn.
Oh wow.
I mean,
so
I just paid Disney Plus. That's all I did.
So we have Anakin. I have no excuses. I was bored and I had nothing better to do, and it was either that or The Accountant 2, and I kind of wish I saw The Accountant 2.
Yeah, I think you should show Accountant.
You probably would have had a better time.
Yeah, definitely. So we get to Anakin talks with Padme on the balcony about his power and people trusting him and all that crap. And then Anakin and they actually talk about going away together on the balcony, which is again, why didn't you? You just could have. You just could have. Why not? Beautiful woman with your kid telling you to leave. Why?
Yeah.
Wait, I feel like you jumped.
Yeah, because
they were on like some steps. They weren't on a balcony.
No, they were on steps, and then they were on the balcony, and then Anakin has the dream.
Yes. That's why.
Oh, after he woke up.
No,
before
he wakes up, before they go to bed, they talk.
Because she was doing her hair, she was combing her hair. It's like, I'm so in love with you. I'm so in love with you.
Right, exactly. No, they literally say that. I'm so in love with you. Literally, that's the line.
That was the next scene? That was the next scene?
That was the scene after they talk about the pregnancy, yes.
So from the steps, they went to the... Oh, shit.
Yes.
I don't know what I missed.
From the steps, they go to the balcony and start
talking. I just watched this shit. I don't know
and they kind of talk about going away together, because this is the last time they ever even talk about it.
Mm.
They kind of talk about it, and she's like, "Is it the order?" She's like, and he's like, so like I said, they kind of talk about it, and then they go to sleep, and then Anakin has his dream, and then they talk again.
Yeah, I want to bring up one thing during that scene when they talk again, because Padme brings up maybe Obi-Wan can help, because he's talking about the dream and how she's going to die in childbirth and stuff like that. She says maybe Obi-Wan can help. He goes, I don't want to talk to Obi-Wan. I'm like, where did this come from?
Right. Yeah.
I've seen I've seen Clone Wars. There is no reason for the resentment to Obi-Wan. None.
Yeah, and that's why, like, even I'm sorry, I'm going to jump forward to the I hate you. Like, all of his issues with Obi-Wan in this made no sense. They came from nowhere.
It makes no sense.
They came out of nowhere.
His switch, his fucking pull to the dark side was like, there was no graduality to it. It just went.
It didn't gradually happen. It's all of a sudden he doesn't want to talk to Obi-Wan or anybody else on the. Well, actually, he does end up speaking with Yoda, but he doesn't. He's like, well, no, I don't want to talk to Obi-Wan. Okay, why not? He's your brother.
Exactly.
You literally just saved the man from dying on his ship. What do you mean you don't want to talk to him?
He shows none of that hostility when he's talking to Obi-Wan.
Exactly.
You're right.
That part too. When he's talking to Obi-Wan, he's asking Obi-Wan questions later, and none of that hostility is towards Obi-Wan. So again, it doesn't make any sense. It's just there's a lot of emotions coming out of nowhere in this movie.
And let's use the word emotions lightly, because
okay. So there's a difference between emotions and emoting. You knew what he was probably supposed to feel at that point. Him emoting it.
His affect, like, again, I do lay this at George's feet, because he put this man in a no-win situation. He plucked this man out of nowhere. He had little to no acting jobs. He was a model for this, so he had very low acting jobs, and Listen,
he didn't help.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It was like when Anakin was shooting Obi-Wan. Like you're not helping here. Like that's
exactly.
That's what George did.
I'd rather it be a early Mark Hamill over emoting because he would over emote.
Oh yeah, he was.
I'd rather that. No. I would rather that than what happened with Hayden Christensen. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hayden doesn't deserve the hate. He didn't deserve any of the toxicity that the fans gave him. He doesn't deserve any of it.
Toxic.
But I'm just talking from an acting standpoint. His affect was just
it's so wooden.
Yeah,
like it was monotone throughout. Like we're gonna get into that scene, the scene, but he's like even when Padme says, "Oh, I'm pregnant," like
there was I couldn't tell what he was feeling.
I can't tell exactly.
I couldn't tell what he was feeling. I was like, dude, you mad? You happy? You're happy. What you mean you happy?
Right. I couldn't see. I guess he was trying to play consternated and also happy, but also what are the Jedi's gonna think? And blah blah blah.
But I didn't see none of that transition.
None of that.
I just saw damn, calling an emotion, and I didn't know what the fuck it was.
Exactly.
He confused me.
He confused the fuck out of me.
He definitely looked constipated.
I don't know how I feel about her being pregnant. Like, bro, like wait a minute.
Yeah. All right. So we have Anakin talks about the dream. So let's talk about the dream real quick.
Yeah.
So okay, Anakin is powerful enough to see into the future about the people he cares about with the Force.
Yeah.
So he has a dream that Padme dies. Okay.
Similar to his mother dying in Attack of the Clones.
Right. You didn't. Okay, so if you have a dream about Padme dying, why not get her as far away as possible to someplace else? Like, well, okay, it's early on, so he doesn't know how she dies, but he knows that it's during childbirth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he knows when it is.
So why not? Okay, how about this? How about you bring her to the best hospital in the world right away? Like you just
get her checked out, make sure she's good.
Not only that, but hey, I'm a Jedi. She's a former princess, a senator now. A senator now. She was a princess before.
Yeah.
But a senator now. She's got all types of money and connections. You could have just literally had a nurse there 24/7 until she gave birth. If you were that scared.
Exactly.
And how is she royalty again?
She was Princess of Naboo.
Okay.
Right.
Actually, she was Queen Amidala.
Queen Amidala.
Queen
right.
At 14.
Where did Padme come from?
Padme is her real name. Amidala is kind of her like queen name.
Right.
And like a lineage name type thing.
Kind of. George is not very clear.
It's not clear at all.
How'd it go? Queen Amidala.
It's basically a ham-fisted way to say, okay, this is why we call Princess Leia.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Because she is technically a princess.
Yes.
If Amidala was a queen.
Yes.
Or Padme was a queen. It's there's a lot of ham fisting in here to get to the new to A New Hope.
All three scripts needed several passes. They needed several passes to deal with continuity issues, to deal with dialogue issues, to deal with a lot of stuff.
But see, okay, so here's another issue with this whole continuity thing. So, did she know Amidala was her mother?
She is raised up by Bail Organa. Yeah,
right.
So, and I'm sure he told her all of those stuff.
He just didn't tell her about her father, more than likely.
Or her brother.
Told her about her mother. Or her brother, but told her about her mother, more than likely. Because that's your duty now.
Alright.
So I've even watched Obi-Wan, so I'm well versed. But
I watched Obi-Wan. I didn't finish Obi-Wan, but I did watch the
there's a great scene. Like
there's a great Vader scene in there.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean that was a way better. I'm sorry, God damn it, we're going so far off script.
I know.
But that Vader made up for this Vader
100%.
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
Like Star Wars, I will give George the props all day for creating the foundation for Star Wars.
Yeah.
He did his thing. He's a better world builder than he is a storyteller.
Yes, we'll go with that. That's a strong. There's a compliment.
Yeah. He's a great world builder.
Good. Check that mark. There we go.
Yeah.
Check that box.
Found one.
But yeah.
And I will, and let me correct myself from before. So there are 19 years between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, and so there are. So yeah, so Palpatine could get older and not jump around as much, I guess. But that's still pretty dumb to have. He's still an old ass man.
He's still old. Still quite old.
Like,
and Yoda's hundreds of years old.
In my mind,
for them, I just was like force. Just the way I just, that was the plot armor I gave for them.
But the thing is, if that's the case, then why doesn't Vader jump around like that?
That is true.
Like, he could use the Force and jump around like that. If anything,
like
he just chokes niggas. So.
If you're gonna use Yoda and you're gonna use which I disagree, you probably shouldn't use Yoda. Anyway, but if you're gonna use Yoda and you're gonna use Palpatine, it should have been closer to what the fights that we see in A New Hope, where it's measured, where it's calm, it's not frantic. It's almost like a samurai duel.
Exactly.
Yeah, they really
powers.
Yeah. The more you talk about it, the more like, they really shouldn't have been jumping around.
No,
them hopping around.
That's what bothered me when we first bothered us when we first saw it.
Active, but they should not have been getting.
It looked like it reminded me of Jim Carrey in The Mask bouncing around in the hallway.
You know what? That is an excellent motherfucking example right there.
You're not supposed to take that seriously, so why would I take this seriously?
Exactly.
It was hard to take that seriously.
Yeah.
I just felt a little funny, like this nigga ain't active. That's all. But yeah. Okay, timeline shit. All right.
So, Palpatine meets with Anakin and appoints him on the council, which
not just that. Go ahead.
And tells him to spy on the Jedi Order for him, basically.
That's what pisses me off.
And he was like, okay.
Exactly. He was okay with it when it's Palpatine, but when the Jedi Order tells him to do the same fucking thing
against Palpatine,
with better reason, actually, because this man just told you to kill somebody and leave your best friend behind.
Like all that shit. Like, you know what?
I don't think that guy is too great. I don't think.
Maybe the council's right. Maybe the council's
right. Exactly.
But he gets all pissy when the council tells him to do it. And when Padme says that, Palpatine's not a decent guy, he gets pissy at her too. Your wife. What the fuck? What did Palpatine do?
You shot the club up, my boy. What you mean?
And between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, what did he do for you?
He doesn't do much.
You shot the club up. You should be listening to what the fuck you said. She says to you, bro.
Yes.
Right.
And this
at some
is
point
also,
before there.
And this is also, and what the other thing that pisses me off is that he's so like, oh, it's against the Jedi code to do what I'm doing. Oh, it's against the Jedi. Motherfucker, you you committed a war crime in episode 2. A literal war crime.
Yep,
you killed women and children after your mother died.
Yep.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Yeah, and when his mother dies, the Sand People.
She's kidnapped by Tusken Raiders.
About the Sand People.
Yeah, she's talking about exactly. So she's kidnapped by Tusken Raiders in episode 2, and Anakin goes off, and he not only kills the people, the Raiders who kidnapped and killed his mother, but also he kills everybody.
And the
whole village.
And there's a
meme
of the scene. There's a meme of the scene where he's telling Padme about it. He goes, "I killed the women and the children too." Like,
okay, so like, bro, I'd be super on whatever the Jedi said because I'm still here.
Yeah, somebody.
Well, the thing is, he never tells anybody.
No.
Except for
they don't know.
Oh no, actually, technically, he tells. Nope. Let's go back. He tells Palpatine, but that never happens in any of the movies or any of the extra stuff that I've watched. He never tells Palpatine what happened.
Well, I mean, he told him
Palpatine
this.
knows.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yes.
That Palpatine just knows, but
at the no. He goes when they go to rescue Palpatine. He mentions it. He goes,
that's what I'm saying.
Like you killed the Tusken Raiders. Like you told me when you killed the Tusken Raiders.
But there's no evidence of him telling.
Right.
Him.
Exactly.
No. Another continuity.
He just threw shit in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the whole movie felt super rushed. But
yes.
Now I'm seeing it like this is. Oh my gosh, my dude.
Yes, it is. Like the content, like it feels like a last minute term paper.
Yeah.
He had to hand in. because
actually that's one of my notes. Plot feels super rushed.
Because he knew the fall was supposed to happen, but he spent 2 movies. No fall, no seduction to the dark side, nothing. And even Dave Filoni tried to make that work, tried to thread that needle in the Clone Wars TV show. And we'll get into that a little bit because I have somewhat hot take. You guys are going to agree with both of my hot takes anyway. But it's going to, it's going to upset the. I mean, this episode in general is going to upset the internet. But maybe we'll get.
We already know the toxic ass fan base is going to be after our heads, bro. They're like, cancel these motherfuckers.
Yep,
if they listen at all.
Yeah, it's true, but still.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we don't have a lot of.
Yeah, we ain't out there like
we
that.
just started.
Exactly. Yeah. Somebody might go back to this episode.
I'm saying, like if we do make it big and shit, we start becoming a name and shit. Like they're gonna go back.
Find this episode. Yeah,
we're creating nerd crimes on this motherfucker. But anyway, we are accountable fuckers.
So
that's true.
Yeah. So there's just massive continuity issues with this stuff. Like George was just like, oh my god, I completely forgot. And making this epic love story, quote unquote, because that's what he wanted to do. He compared Attack of the Clones to Dr. Zhivago, of all things. Literally, that's what he wanted. He wanted Dr. Zhivago, which is an old movie that none of our listeners will have probably watched. Anyway,
I haven't even watched it. I know of its existence.
I know of it. Same. I know it's long as fuck, but it's basically a war epic, and a love story. And that's what he wanted.
That did not come across.
No,
not at all.
Episode 2 is not a war epic.
Yeah. Shit, I thought that was my phone.
That's my phone. Bye. But yeah,
Samsung.
But yeah, so that's what he wanted, and he was too focused on that, and realized, oh shit, I forgot. Anakin's supposed to fall by this third movie.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the shit that happened here should have happened in the second movie.
100%.
Or close to it. Not even most of it. I'll say like a good, there should have definitely been a bit more of a seduction.
Some earlier shit.
From the first movie, Palpatine should have made his desire, or not his want for Anakin known.
Right.
Yeah, even
or
his little ass.
Yeah.
Still weird, but
because they put him on, because again, we'll go episode 1. I disagree with 10-year-old Anakin 100%. He should have been a teenager by the time, because they were talking about how old he is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He should have at least been like 12 or 13.
Yes.
Which would have made a lot more sense.
Yes.
Just overall, because he's not a 10-year-old. I mean, I guess if you train kids from babies, then a 10-year-old would be quote unquote old.
But it's not that old.
It's not that old.
It's old enough
to not be able to regulate his emotions.
Yeah, it's old enough. The thing is that with the Jedi Order, they take you as baby so that you don't grow attachments. So it's old enough for him to have an attachment to his mother. I understand that, but it's too. The gap wasn't big enough. Like it didn't make any sense. And then he was macking on Padme, who's 14 at the time. It's like,
seriously, I was going to ask about that fucking age difference there, because
it's not as bad as I thought it was, because I thought it was way worse. But
it looked way worse.
Well, we knew what the actual age difference was, like in real life. And
That's why
she was college age.
Right.
Natalie Portman was college age when she did episode 1.
Exactly.
Really
I was like, okay, that's weird.
They should have cast that better.
Yes.
Yeah.
There were a lot of mistakes made. George.
But so back to the timeline. So Anakin attends his first council meeting, and this is where you get the memes of we grant you that you're on this council, but we do not give you the rank of master.
There's what?
So many memes about this now.
But what bothers me about that is that he's expecting it. Oh, let me go back to this scene too. When Palpatine is telling him that he's going to be on the council, like, he's supposedly giddy or happy.
You're right.
I can't.
And I still can't tell.
I don't. Yeah, I didn't see that at all.
I saw.
Because he's like, I'm overwhelmed, and I'm like,
are you? Yeah, he does say. He does definitely say that. He does.
Overwhelmed.
He definitely says I'm overwhelmed.
You feel whelmed.
He definitely felt whelmed.
Yeah.
I believe
Shout
he was
out to
whelmed.
motherfucking goddamn Teen Titans.
Yeah.
The original shit, not that Go bullshit.
Yeah.
No, that was actually from not Teen Titans,
Young Justice.
Young Justice.
It was Young Justice?
Yes.
Was whelmed?
Yes.
Yes.
So that was wrong.
The first episode of Young Justice.
I don't know. I guess I just remember it differently. Because I've seen the Young Justice shit. I haven't seen the third season, I don't think. But
yeah, it's the first episode.
I guess I just fucking melded it with fucking Teen Titans.
Yeah, that's understandable. So yeah, so he
You're
gets
overwhelmed. Freeze is underwhelmed. Why didn't anybody just whelmed?
Just whelmed.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So it's so he's going. He gets these marching orders from Palpatine to join the council. He doesn't think that and he says to himself, the council's not going to like this.
Yeah,
right.
And he's like,
and it gets mad when they don't give him
exactly when they don't like it. He gets mad when they don't like it.
Well, yeah, he acts mad.
He acts mad when they don't like
mad.
it. Meanwhile, he's acting.
He says mad words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, I mean, you could throw in the excuse
outrageous.
that the Jedi are not supposed to have emotions and stuff like that. But when Sam Jackson was telling that man to sit the fuck down,
yeah,
you could tell he was pissed. He told that man, sit the fuck down.
Have a seat, young Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yep.
That have a seat was, if you don't sit your motherfucking ass down right motherfucking now, there's going to be furniture moving in this motherfucker. Furniture moving reminds me of something I got to tell you about later. But go ahead.
But yeah. So yeah, he doesn't grant, and also like, why would you expect to be granted the rank of master when literally somebody else outside of the order puts you on the council?
Yeah.
I would. You're literally there for a watchdog, and they're smart enough to know that.
And you knew it too.
Right, and you knew it too. So why didn't you just sit down and shut up?
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Sit down and shut up and take notes. Like, that's what you're there for. Note, boy. Take notes.
Shit.
And he's still the youngest person to be granted a seat in the council.
Yeah.
Right. That's still an accomplishment.
Exactly.
And it's like, bro, like, you knew, like we just said, an outsider fucking put you on a council.
Yeah.
Right. So let me ask you this, Sean, since I didn't make it all the way through the Clone Wars. Is there any, from your memory, is there any time where Anakin is like stretching for more power or wants more power and wants more say in what happens in the Jedi Council?
No.
Yeah, okay.
What bothers me is that, like, I've seen episodes where he comes off as an extremist. He does in certain episodes. Like, he's never saying, I want more power, or maybe he says, he says, like, if one person were in control of the galaxy, then we wouldn't have these issues. Like, he comes off as,
okay.
We'll get into
so that's more of an emperor thing.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But
so
he never says he wants to have that kind of power. He never says he wants to have that kind of power.
Right, which is my problem, because why are you upset at not being called a master when you never wanted this kind of power to begin with? It doesn't, or at least you never expressed the want to have this power. And I think that was a conflict that when you look constipated, when Padme was telling him that
constipated.
That's what I'm calling it. When Padme was telling him that she was pregnant, it's almost like a varsity guy learning that his girlfriend is pregnant.
Perfect example.
Because
Perfect.
She does, this will fuck up my football career.
Exactly.
But the thing is, it's like, but Anakin never wanted a football career. Like Anakin's like the water. He's a second stringer on the team. Like, and it's like to say, this will fuck up my football career. Where did that come from? Exactly. What are you talking about? What football? What are you doing?
The only grace I can give it is the fact that he knew he was the chosen one. That's the only grace. Like, when you give somebody like that a big ass head, and he takes it to its nth degree.
I can't remember them telling him that, though.
That's fair. I can't remember. So it's possible we may have missed it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if he was told, because but again, the way fucking Lucas did this shit.
Yeah.
At the end,
can't really tell.
Explicitly told him.
Yeah, because if it would have made more sense had he been going around saying, I'm the chosen one.
Right.
But I'm the chosen one. That would have made more sense. He would have come off like a spoiled brat, but it would have made more sense.
So, and just looking it up, so there are bits where he figures out that he's the chosen one. He finds out lore,
Yes.
and figures out that he's the chosen one. But it's not in the
Never
movies.
expressly.
It's not in the movies.
Never in the movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is not in the movies. It is not. Yeah,
and we'll get into Filoni carrying George's water, and by the end of this, I'm sure.
Right.
But yeah.
But yeah, that's not as far as what I'm seeing. It's not in the movies anywhere or anything like that. It's never brought up to him. It's never really said. And I think in Attack of the Clones, they don't really talk about it. It's like it's in Phantom Menace real quick.
Yes.
And it's here, but they don't talk about it at all. In the Clone Wars, in Attack of the Clones,
most of the time, Anakin's not with any of the other Jedi in Attack.
Right, he's with Padme, being her protector.
Yes.
And
right.
I think at some point, the only thing he really says in this one is that there's that one point where he says, like, he's talking to Padme. It's later in your fucking timeline, I think. But it's like, I feel like I'm not the Jedi I should be.
Yeah. And it's like, but again, where does that come from?
Yeah.
Because it's not shown anywhere in any of the material that was offered.
No. At the time, especially at the time, because Clone Wars started in 2008, a good 3 years after Revenge of the Sith.
Right. Exactly.
So, question.
That's another point.
Mm-hmm. In Attack of the Clones,
mm-hmm.
after he loses his hand,
mm-hmm.
does he express any thirst for power in order to beat Dooku?
No.
He just gets it back. It's kind of like the scene on at the very end of
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back, where Luke is getting his hand back.
It's supposed to mirror.
It's supposed to mirror. It's a somber scene.
Yes,
that's it.
He doesn't express any desire to get back.
Because when they met up with Dooku, he's like, my powers have doubled since our last meeting and shit like that. That's where they show his thirst, I guess.
Yeah, but again, there's nothing before that. And again, Gennady Tartakovsky's show was supposed to be a bridge between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith.
Can I just give a shout out to that real quick, because he showed Force powers how they were meant to be.
Oh yeah, he kills it with the Force power usage. But there's nothing in between that either. There's not even in the later ones, like there's nothing showing, hey, this, he wants to be more powerful.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we'll moving right along. So Anakin, so we did and then Obi-Wan tells Anakin of his new assignment, which we were talking about, which was to spy on Palpatine, and Anakin hits Palpatine with the Gok 3000. And he's just like, "Oh, he's a great man. He's awesome. He just told me to leave your limp body for dead.
Yeah.
What do you mean we should watch him? What?
Yeah.
he just told me to leave my best friend for dead and murder a man. What? Nothing."
There's this extreme disconnect between the things that happen and Anakin's reaction towards them.
It's like it's filmed out of order.
Yes.
It's like, because the thing is, like, I could see him being upset about having to watch Palpatine before Palpatine literally tells him to execute a man and leave his best friend behind for dead.
That films are... I would be so pissed off if this were true. Films are usually filmed out of order.
I mean, but there's no way that happened.
It feels like he was writing it as he went along.
I mean, that's possible. I can see that.
I would be so fucking mad.
I do have another question.
The thing is that this story was talked about when I was a kid. There was the last scene, and it happens somewhat. The last scene, like when I was a kid, there was talks about how the prequels would happen. And the prequel, like the last prequel, would be he and Obi-Wan fighting on a volcano.
Yeah, I do remember that being said.
I remember that too.
So this was talked about. He knew.
Right.
And he said he had broad strokes written down and stuff like that. But if he was writing this shit as he fucking went along, and he had multiple years, so many years, nobody was talking about the prequels. Nobody.
I think they might have probably mentioned it in interviews every now and again. But
yeah, I mean, never been.
Star Wars was kind of done after Return of the Jedi.
And that was in the 70s.
Yeah.
He had so many fucking years.
I mean, besides all the stuff that fans wrote and stuff like that. But
there was nothing. It was
nothing. George didn't really even have to touch this shit.
That's true.
He never had to do it at all.
No. So for him, for this,
he could have just not.
Exactly. He literally could have just not and let it be lore. He could have just not.
This to me has kind of the same vein as because it was a fucking money grab. We know that it was a money grab. Because he probably could have did one movie and we'd have got Vader.
And the thing that bothers me, I mean, George is very smart when it comes to marketing. He's a very smart marketer. He knew the license that Star Wars still had.
Merchandising.
Exactly. Because every movie, there was another Lego set. There was another set of figures. There was another thing to go crazy over.
I mean, Spaceballs fucking nailed.
Exactly. 100%. Mel Brooks had George's number.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. I almost would have rather watched Spaceballs for Star Wars Day, but that's what it is.
Probably should have watched Spaceballs.
Maybe if we're doing this a year from now, we'll watch Spaceballs.
On May the 4th, we watched the Schwartz.
Yeah.
So what was I going to say? Yeah. So it's kind of on the same vein to me as it took me forever to watch the first the trilogy for The Hobbit.
Yeah.
And you know why I had that. So this is what the same vein is to me. It was a complete money grab because there was no reason to make the smallest book in the series 3 fucking movies and 3 long ass epic movies. Now I will give it. They are not bad. But fuck. But anyway, so that's what I just felt like. I think I felt that when the first shit came out, and I was fucking damn. When did Phantom Menace come out?
Phantom Menace came out 2000. Yeah.
Man, I'm high school and shit. So, and I'm already this is a money grab.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, pretty much.
Oh, 1999. Sorry, came out in
99.
So we were definitely still in you were in high school. We were just entering.
Yeah. So at that tender of an age, I knew this was a money grab, and I felt it. And there was nothing, especially in this movie, that made me think otherwise.
Right.
And not only that,
cheap on graphics though.
He had his own game studio with LucasArts. He had so all of this was just geared toward making money.
Yeah. You can't look at it. I can't see it
because this was barely written, and he had between 1983 and 1999 to write all of this out.
Definitely slapdash.
Well, I'm gonna throw this together. I think he woke up. He had a premonition one day. I'm gonna make money like the fucking Anakin's fucking premonitions and shit, and just do the shit together.
Well,
it was if you build it, they will buy it. It really was.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, 16 years between the two, and he couldn't write all 3 movies. Come on now.
Yeah,
and have had it be passed. Like he could have written all 3 movies and have multiple people take passes over it.
Oh yeah,
and have the trilogy done and just bring it to Fox and be like, I want to.
I mean, by that time he was a big name in Hollywood. He could have had anybody help him work on it.
Fox.
Yes.
Yeah. You could have had anybody help him work on it. Steven Spielberg even offered to help with
Revenge of the Sith, which pissed me the fuck off that he didn't take.
Spielberg was like, "Hey, buddy, I mean, I can pitch it. I'm not doing anything right now," and that would have
been. It's like, bro, I've seen your other 2 movies. I see what you're doing here. Let me.
Yeah, we could have had a Steven Spielberg Star Wars movie.
That would have been nice.
Oh my god. Because Steven Spielberg, even his worst movies are better than most people's best movies.
Yes.
Yeah, still better than this.
100%.
Definitely better than George's because they've worked. And the thing is, they are friends. They work together. If it weren't, Indiana Jones would not be as big of a thing if George Lucas wrote the Indiana Jones movies. Spielberg directed. How awesome would it have been to have him just helm the prequels?
That'd have been great.
Like, I got your back, George.
Exactly.
There's a universe where that happened.
There's a universe where George wasn't as big of a piece of shit as he is.
Shit. At some point, there's a fucking. As one of my points up here. At some point, there's a fucking battle. I can't remember which fucking battle. I know it's before where we are in this timeline. And the fucking I had the subtitles on because I'm old. I like subtitles. Honestly, anime got me into subtitles. But anyway, first of all, I would not have understood that the droids were saying shit had I not watched.
Oh yeah,
they're always talking big shit.
The droids were talking major shit, and
those are the funniest things about the movies is the droids and their fucking reactions.
There's another compliment. Fucking droids. There's a point where I can't remember who's doing what, but somebody's like swinging on some shit trying to get on the ship or something, and the fucking subtitles literally say Tarzan yell.
Oh, you're talking about Obi-Wan?
I think it was before maybe it might have been the same fucking thing, but I think it was before that battle.
Okay.
And it's not Obi-Wan, it's like a creature. It's another what you call it there, and there's a couple of them trying to swing onto something. And it says Tarzan yell.
It's already leaving my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why, like, dude, I wrote it down so I remember it, and I can't remember the fucking scene. So yeah, that was funny, but yeah. All
right, so next scene is Yoda, Mace, and Obi-Wan discussing Anakin's assignment, and Yoda leaves for Kashyyyk with the Wookiees to fight on the Separatists on Kashyyyk.
You know what? Shit, it might have been the Wookiee fight.
It could have been. So the battle starts, and not much happens there. The battle starts on Kashyyyk. Is it Kashyyyk or Kashyyyk?
I didn't even know there was a name.
Yeah,
Kashyyyk.
Yeah, Kashyyyk. Thank you. The battle begins on
Kashyyyk.
So again, not much stuff. Yoda touches down. The Wookiees fight the droids. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
It was one of the Wookiees fighting the droids.
The one thing I will say is that the less Anakin was on the screen, the better the
movie was. Yes, absolutely. 100%.
My hot take. That's one of my hot takes.
All of Obi-Wan's scenes was amazing. Well, not amazing.
No, I wouldn't say that. I definitely wouldn't say amazing.
No, but they were bearable.
Amazing in comparison, though. Yes. I'll give you that.
Sure.
Because it's Ewan McGregor doing Ewan McGregor things.
Ewan McGregor, man.
And he loves the role. He loves being Obi-Wan, and you could tell.
The fact that he came back.
Yeah.
Right. So next up, Anakin attends the opera of Palpatine, who tells him what Grievous's locations, presumably to basically make Anakin the hero who takes down Grievous and ends the war.
And was that opera, that orchestra, or whatever the hell they were? It was just me. They looked like it was an egg being fertilized.
Huh? I never thought of that.
Never thought of it.
Because me and the wife were like, what the fuck are we watching here?
That's beautiful.
Okay, I might have to watch this scene again. Just that scene again.
Yeah.
Just
that scene.
But yeah, that's fair. That's interesting. Because my eyes didn't. I wasn't paying attention to what was happening. My eyes just went to old ass Palpatine.
Yeah.
So then, So this is
the scene. I got something to say about this scene too. Go ahead.
This is the only scene where you see Palpatine literally tempt Anakin into the dark side, or I'll say the first scene. I mean,
it was the scene.
Yeah.
It was the scene.
Yeah,
he laid it all out.
Right.
Well, there is a scene later.
No. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. This is where he
starts.
This is where he dry snitches on himself. I'm sorry.
Dry snitches.
Yeah, I mean, basically.
Dry snitches.
So he talks about
Plagueis
and Plagueis and his ability to stop people from dying, which is
you're right.
Perks Anakin's ears because it's like, oh, I could get the ability to stop people from dying.
Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing too.
Yeah, sure. I want to save Padme, so why don't? And so, okay, that's the only hook. I'll say that. That's the only hook that, in my mind, that Palpatine ever has on Anakin.
Absolutely.
But to be like, hey, we could. It's so flimsy because it's like, okay, so he even asked him, he's like, would you know about this? And it's like, and Palpatine's like, I mean, I might. Like,
Right. There was no guarantees.
None.
No guarantees whatsoever. There's no guarantees, and later this nigga murders children for no guarantees.
None. It's even worse. The thing is that it's even worse later on when he falls, and he's like, "We'll get to it. We'll get to it."
Here's the shit. So there's no guarantees. He doesn't. Yeah. He says that this power exists. Doesn't say shit that hey, I'm the fucking apprentice that Plagueis had. I'm the one that fucking slit his throat. I'm the one that knows this shit. He just says, I know some shit.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You don't know this motherfucker knows anything about the Force, but he knows this?
Exactly. Because you're absolutely
right. There are no you didn't verify shit?
Right. There's no talk between him and the Force whatsoever about the Force whatsoever before this scene. Before literally this scene, Palpatine never talks about the Force.
This nigga all of a sudden knows shit about what I'm doing, bro.
Yeah.
There was no backup with hey Mace. I heard some shit.
Right. Because the thing is, later on, Anakin talks to Yoda about his dreams, or did we skip
earlier?
I think the dreams was before this.
The dreams was before
this.
Right. So, but no. Well, Anakin sits down with Yoda, and Anakin talks to Yoda about his dream, and says premonitions are basically premonitions can be dangerous.
Yeah, and not to have attachments again. Yada,
right. Yada. So maybe we skipped that scene.
No, we were talking about it, but we didn't get too deep into it because he goes right before.
He goes before he gets appointed.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. So yeah, he goes. Yoda talks about his dreams, but again, Yoda's on Keswick, but yeah, he could have went to Mace and been like, is it possible for the Force? Yes. And you don't even have to bring up the dark side.
No.
Is it possible for any? Yeah, well, Obi wouldn't have known that much.
But still,
I mean, Obi was a knight, but he's not.
He was a master by that time.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry, he was a master by that time. But
still, like
he could have started there.
I can saved your life. I just bragged about saving your life 10 times, even though you say it's not.
Right? No, you're absolutely right. You owe
some information, my nigga. Like,
yeah. Exactly. You owe
if you don't know, find out.
This for me. Right, exactly. If you don't know, can you find out? Because I've been having some fucked up dreams, so I need to know.
And it's like, bro, like maybe Palpatine giving you some information about the Force, that should have been a motherfucking red flag. The motherfucker.
Exactly.
100%. That was like the third or fourth red flag.
Yes.
It was the third or fourth. There's so many red flags in this relationship.
Yeah.
That was so yeah. Making him tell him to murder a man, 1, him telling him to leave his best friend for dead, 2, him telling him to spy on the Jedi
Council,
on the Jedi Council, 3, him giving no guarantees whatsoever about
telling him about the Force.
Telling him about the Force is 4, no guarantees is 5.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. So there's so many red flags in this relationship, and Anakin's just doesn't ask nothing.
Sucking up like
no
a biscuit,
questions.
Like just.
Anakin never asked any follow-ups.
Nope.
To anybody. Hell, there could have been a scene where he's in the freaking Jedi Order library.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
even
no
by
research.
Himself.
No research.
Nothing.
Dude, Anakin, you know what? Anakin was an internet fucking source. That's what Anakin was. He didn't research shit.
Yeah.
He just went with it.
Literally, Palpatine's pitch was "Trust me, bro."
Yes.
Right.
I can help you save. I can help you save your wife. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. That's it. That's all you got.
Like, I heard some shit.
I could see if he brought him texts or something that could say, that some Plagueis' dark his first works or something like that. Okay.
Like
that makes sense. You've been reading about this shit. That knocks out the whole. Well, maybe he's a Sith.
Sources,
right? Maybe he's a Sith thing. That would have knocked that out. Well, I happen to come into some of his pupils' books.
Right.
Yeah.
I bought them. I'm a sinner. I can do whatever fucking want.
Exactly. I'm a procurer of rare
Jedi
antiquities.
Yeah, why not? That would have given the character even more depth.
Yeah. But nah, he hit him with the I heard from my sister cousin's baby mother down the street neighbors fucking
right.
little cousins,
I heard
bro,
from
shit.
Keisha and them that maybe you could possibly, you know what I'm saying, and then she won't die.
Right.
I will say this, lore wise, Sidious did kill Plagueis. But
I get that.
He was literally lying to this man because he didn't know fuck all about how that worked.
Right.
Yeah, and the thing is that if you know the Sith or anything like the Sith, that would have been a jealously guarded secret that Plagueis would have literally taken to his grave.
Yeah, and that's what looked like happened because by the end of this, he's like, Sidious, who's supposed to have the secret, is like, we can figure it out together. Like,
he said only one man's ever been able to do it.
I literally just betrayed everything I've loved.
I killed children.
That should have been his head. That should have been Sidious's head.
No, this was before. This was before.
Right.
This is right after Mace Windu.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I literally betrayed the Jedi Order.
Yeah, because he sits him down. He's like, "What did I do?" Right? It's like, "What have I done?" It's like, "Listen, I told you about the Plagueis thing. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out."
What?
Meanwhile, Padme is I don't know how many months pregnant. He didn't, and that's the other thing. They never say how pregnant she was.
Because she was super.
Apparently, she was about ready to pop.
Right,
with twins.
She had no signs of showing.
None.
Didn't say how long this whole epic thing happened.
Yeah.
There was nothing.
So
nothing.
You either had 9 months, or according to them, 3 days to figure this shit out.
Right. Either way, it would have been too late.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it took some time for all their flights.
Yeah, exactly. This would have been the most jealously guarded secret. You would have to go to the Sith temples in order to figure this shit out, and then
I thought the hell.
And then you have to learn how to do it. You can't just. You have to find the records and then learn how to do it. This would have taken fucking years.
This nigga just say, you strong enough. I'm pretty sure we can do it, bro.
I'm pretty sure it out some kind of way, maybe. So, I mean, by tomorrow.
I'll teach you what I know, and you know what I'm saying. You might be able to do it. I don't know.
Your homework assignment is due tomorrow. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I figure we can skip to the end because there's nothing else that really happens between.
Yeah, Obi-Wan arrives on Utapau. Obi-Wan fights Grievous.
Oh, Grievous is a bitch.
Yeah,
Grievous is a bitch. Grievous is a whole bitch. That fight kind of sucked. And then also, just back to the music point. There was music. There was not really music for that one fight either.
No.
Yeah, weird. Just weird.
Usually there's just sweeping orchestral sounds, especially when fights are going on. It gets you into the fight. Like there's nothing.
There was nothing there. Yeah, you're right.
Right.
And this nigga riding a whole iguana.
Yeah. The fights in general were lackluster before the last fight. And it's like
And again, because there was no music, there's nothing it's really meh.
This is supposed to be like your magnum opus. This is supposed to be the fall. This is supposed to be your Othello. This is supposed to be like huge. And it's like for big chunks of it, it's just quiet and like, did you barely direct this? What the fuck happened?
Right.
Like the only good thing about that fight, well, not even really good thing, was just like the little one-liner after he shoots Grievous' chest open. Well, not open. It's like how uncivilized and shit like that. Like nigga, you was chopping arms off.
Exactly.
So you know what I'm saying?
And I'm sorry, I don't care how many. Like Grievous was a whole monster, and the Gennady Tartakovsky.
He was a problem.
He was a fucking problem.
He was absolutely.
He was a whole problem.
I have a problem.
Like he went toe to toe with Mace Windu.
Yes.
Well, I guess when he started coughing, you know what I'm saying, he fucking lost his fucking nerve.
I guess I don't know what the fuck happened because he was a whole fucking problem. Like he mowed down Jedis like it was nothing. Yeah,
he was a lot better than the Gennady Tartakovsky Clone Wars.
I was taught your ways by
Count Dooku.
By Count Dooku, but nigga, you can't force shit.
Yeah.
So and that's why you got bopped. Anyway.
So after Grievous dies, Anakin tells Mace about wait, let me see.
Nah. because there's another scene where he finds out he's a Sith Lord.
Right.
Yes,
Exactly.
and that's when Sidious gives up the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
right
he
before Anakin.
just
Okay, here we go. Yeah, Anakin tells Palpatine of Obi-Wan's progress.
Right.
So this is right before he kills Obi-Wan kills Grievous,
right.
and then Palpatine tells Anakin the truth and makes his proposal.
Mhm.
This is when he finds out he's a Sith Lord. He's a Sith Lord.
He gave it all.
Yeah, he's the one. Right, he's the one that they've been looking for.
Mhm.
So and for some reason Palpatine lets him go.
Right. Well, because he knew he had his hooks in. Palpatine was the pimp.
He knew
he had his bitch in.
I mean, at the same time, though, like, I mean, to me, I would have felt like this was not adequate enough brainwashing at this time.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it.
It
didn't feel like it. I'd be like, especially, I'd
this
just
is
like,
that rush
I
feeling.
I definitely don't think he's cooked enough.
This is absolutely that rush feeling because, bro, there was no. You're right, absolutely. Like there should have been years of seeding.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I definitely wouldn't have felt like he was cooked enough to go off on his own.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm just gonna tell you right now, nigga. I'm a Sith Lord.
He'd have been in a Clockwork Orange series for me.
Exactly.
Like, that would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah. Like every time,
made a lot more sense.
Like every time he's with him, like he does some Jedi mind trick and just kind of knocks him out and just kind of seeds these thoughts or things into him, or even just regular talking to him. Like every time in like we should have seen this going on throughout Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Every time they go to look for Anakin, he's with Palpatine.
Right. Oh, see, that would have made motherfucking sense.
Well, but even in a crunch, you could have just turned him. Like I said, did the Clockwork Orange thing. All of a sudden these hooks come down and they strap up Anakin and he's like, "You're not going anywhere." Yeah. And he starts to literally just brainwash him with the dark side of the Force.
You might as well at that point.
We have cookies. Right. I mean, we have cookies. We have cookies.
I mean, that's more of what happened. But like, he could have literally just used the power of the Force to brainwash him.
Yeah.
Why not?
He's that powerful. Exactly.
If he's that powerful, why not have the ability to control his mind?
Yep.
And then this whole thing could have been. This whole thing could have been, Anakin was mind controlled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have accepted that.
I would let that ride.
And
then it broke because it
breaks when Luke is dying.
Yeah. Exactly. Because didn't he take out Palpatine at that point?
Perfect sense. Yeah. Yeah. In the sixth movie.
Yeah.
That would have made perfect sense to break the brainwashing, to finally have him break free of the brainwashing. That would have made absolute freaking sense. He
literally wrote it.
Yeah.
He literally wrote it. He just had to follow through.
Yep.
Did you watch your own movies before you did this?
I don't think so.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because there's a scene in Return of the Jedi where Luke asks Leia about their mother, and because she was supposedly raised with their mother in the original trilogy. She remembers, and Leia says, "I remember her being sad."
Yes, I remember that because I'm like, this is weird. I don't remember her dying.
Fuck. Did she remember her if she died in childbirth?
Because see, that's why I was like, nigga, how is she a princess if she's with Organa?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's another great point.
Because man, the plot holes were there.
So many plot holes.
God,
but yeah, like I was saying, if you wanted to do just a quick pinch of okay, well, we didn't explain it enough, so why don't we do Palpatine controls his mind from here on out until he sees his son die. Boom, you're done. No more of this shit. So then the next scene where Anakin goes to tell Obi-Wan. So in that scene, Anakin could have been brainwashed and told to tell, not Obi-Wan, I'm sorry, Mace Windu. And Anakin could have been told to tell Mace so that they could start. So Palpatine could have a reason to execute Order 66. Exactly. They tried to come and kill me. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, they could have done all kinds of like little closed door shits. We never really see what happens between them and him and Palpatine, and then did a quick reveal like, oh, this nigga been brainwashing, and it would have gave a twist. It would have gave everything.
Yes,
he had no twists.
None. So, they try to put one in. So after Anakin tells goes to Mace and tells him that Palpatine is the Sith Lord that we've been looking for this whole time. And Mace tells him, "Hey, so Anakin wants to go confront Palpatine with Mace, and Mace goes, 'Not yet, buddy.
Yeah, you're too close.
If this is true, I would trust you.
You're too close to this. How about you sit down and relax there, pal?'" So and Anakin took that personally. So
as usual.
So Anakin takes that personally and goes and he starts stares off in the sunset, thinking about what he's going to do, and he finally makes his decision. And so Mace and other Jedi confront Cities.
Quick point on this scene.
Or Palpatine.
Quick point on this scene. Fight back, Jedi.
I'm saying they died way too quick.
Back.
That was the first thing. Brandon says. Like they went down way too fast.
Palpatine bouncing around like Jim Carrey in the
mask. None of them.
First dude took that saber to the gut so fast.
They all none of them blocked.
You had all that time seeing it.
There were 5 motherfucking Master Jedi. I believe they were masters.
At least they were knights.
Yes.
At the very least, knights.
I think they were knights.
None of them could even just lay a hand on this, like just a saber tip. Nothing. Nothing.
Something. It made them work for it, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fight back, nigga.
This is definitely it gives Madara versus the Ninja Army vibes. You haven't gotten there yet, Sean, but you're definitely gonna be saying the same thing when you see it.
When you see Madara, look. When you see Madara sitting on a rock, bro, you'll understand what we've been saying about goddamn. Just watch the goddamn anime. Fuck, you know what I'm talking about.
So lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When he was sitting, that was, man. You got to get to that Madara shit. But anyway, fight back, nigga. That was so. They went out so fast,
and that's not even
murders all of them except for Mace.
Yeah.
It's like okay, so you blew your budget.
Exactly.
Right.
You blew your wad too early. Like, what's going on here?
Like, seriously.
Like, why is this a trash ass fight?
It was hot garbage.
So everybody dies except Mace, who ends up overwhelming Palpatine and
he
busting
made
out
him
the
look
window
weak.
on their fight. Yeah.
Man, look, I know he was bullshitting.
No, he wasn't.
No, he was.
Palpatine wasn't bullshit.
No,
he was gonna die.
He was
actually gonna die.
He was actually gonna die.
Yeah.
And then he hit with unlimited power. Come on now.
Yes. Fucking ridiculous.
You telling me this nigga walked in and he got a Zensu beam? Like,
Basically.
I have problems with that too.
So he was weakening because is that why he changed his look?
No,
he couldn't hold the facade anymore.
No,
he was that weak.
It was the lightning that cooked him.
He was getting cooked by the lightning.
Yes, he was
his own lightning.
Yes, fucking lightning. He could have literally just stopped at any time, and he just kept
really could have
going.
just stopped.
He could have just stopped.
I can't hold it anymore. I'm like,
why are you still cooking yourself, sir?
Like that also doesn't make any sense. Like another part.
I thought he was bullshitting. I thought maybe he always looked like that.
No,
I felt the same way when I first watched it. But the thing is, I thought about it and I was like, so he's not supposed to look like that.
When I first saw that shit in the theaters, I was so fucking mad. I was so mad.
When he said the shit when he was in the Senate, it left me scarred. I'm like, nigga, you just now looking like yourself. Ain't that right? Like I thought.
No, because the thing is, if he was going to transform, he would have done it when he's fighting. When he would started fighting.
Yes,
that's so much worse.
Yes,
it's so much worse now.
Because I always thought that Sith transform into these horrible looking disfigured creatures, and even Knights of the Old Republic kind of not hinted, but
Dooku wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Himself and shit. Oh,
damn. Exactly.
Knights of the
Damn.
And then
this nigga got cooked that bad that fast.
Yes. Yeah, and even Darth Maul, his race of people look like that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true.
So he didn't turn into that. He looks like that.
But Knights of the Old Republic basically says, "Hey, if you go this far in the dark side, you're going to look like this." So I was always expecting that.
But that came out before. Didn't that come out before the prequels?
Yes.
Yeah. So
so it got retconned. Okay.
Apparently, listen, George doesn't watch shit. Like all of that stuff was handled by Lucas Arts. He doesn't fucking play or watch any of this shit.
Like, did he even walk into the office? Hey, what you guys got going?
No,
I doubt it.
I highly doubt it. The man is a marketing genius. That's pretty much it.
He slaps his name on everything, and that's it.
But
yeah, there are video games even other than Knights of the Republic. There are other video games where if you start using dark side powers or dark side energy, you'll start to look different.
Yes,
that's what I thought happened. Like this my entire life, entire life, bro.
You are not the only one. So mad.
I didn't think the movie could get worse than when I watched it just now. Like
it does.
I feel like Peter, from Family Guy when he fucking falls. Like, bro, that. Come on, Luke.
Yeah,
like, Lucas, man. Come on, Lucas, bro. Like that was okay. We can move on from that bullshit.
Yeah,
that was just. Oh, he could stand trial. Like, nigga, come on.
Yeah, you just murdered him. So yeah, let's get to this. Anakin.
Real quick. I didn't think, it's just maybe from my lack of knowledge of the Star Wars genre, because I thought I knew something, but pretty much beyond the original trilogy, I don't know much. I didn't think a Jedi could use a Sith saber.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
There's no real issues with that. It's just a lightsaber.
It's just this force and crystal. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just a lightsaber.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there's no reason for them not to be able to.
The reason why they look different is
there's just the different crystals, right?
Yes, they basically bleed the crystals and turn the crystals red. Right. That has to be done when you're making the lightsaber, so it doesn't really make a difference.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Shit. So, he picked it up. Never mind. I thought about it.
Right. So Mace runs in. Not Mace. I'm sorry. Anakin runs in and tells Mace to stop.
He got there fast as fuck, boy.
Cooking his mentor. Right. If he had actually stayed back like he was supposed to, he would have been dead already.
Yeah.
Like he like it seemed like they made it like he waited like forever, but he left like 5 minutes after he left because there's no fucking way.
Yeah. No.
But So yeah, Anakin shows up and he's like, "Well, Palpatine could stand trial." Meanwhile, you killed literally his apprentice. You killed his apprentice.
Yeah.
So why would you think? Why wouldn't the same rules apply?
Exactly.
I think this is supposed to be him like trying to still battle between the fucking
that makes sense.
Which lasted 5 fucking seconds.
This man committed war crimes. That's all I can say. Right. Anakin committed war crimes before the war even happened.
Part too. Yeah, Anakin committed war crimes. Why you all of a sudden care about the Jedi rules and stuff like that?
Now listen, I agree with y'all. I'm just saying I think that's what he was trying to do.
Again,
his last ditch effort.
I mean, the overarching thing is plot.
Yeah,
plot. You have to see it. There has to be a fall.
Yes,
and it's like, but again, if Palpatine actually brainwashed Anakin, that would have been a great.
That would have made more sense.
Absolutely,
especially if that was like a prime directive.
Right.
He looks at Anakin and goes, Order 66.
Yeah. Right.
And then Anakin all of a sudden turns and kills Mace Windu instead of having this whole emotional, quote unquote, emotional reaction to it.
Yeah.
But then that's literally the end of it. There's never having another emotional reaction to anything else.
Oh no, he does cry. He cries.
He does cry. He cries. He cries at the end.
Yeah.
At high ground.
No, he cries.
No, well, at the very, very end.
No, when he's doing his thing, and after he's killed all the younglings and stuff like that, they have a scene with a tear coming down his eye.
Was it a tear?
What?
Yes.
There was a tear?
Yes.
I thought it was just a scar.
Nope.
Yeah, I thought it was the scar too.
No, it was on the other side of his face.
Oh yeah. So yeah, okay. So he has that emotional reaction, but I mean, it didn't. Okay, I could see. I would have rather a more emotional reaction when he starts to kill kids.
Yes.
Like, so
he has zero compunction about murdering children.
In all honesty, if they had done, like we said, the brainwashing, if it was a Winter Soldier situation, if it was a Winter Soldier situation, it would have made more sense, and Hayden would have been able to emote the exact same fucking way he did in this.
Exactly.
there would have been no change.
None.
It would have all clicked.
It would have absolutely clicked. It would have fit so much fucking better.
Yep.
But so then he fucking then it's the
and he's like
he kills Mace, and then
my wife is so upset that they always chopping arms off in this
they chop a lot.
I'm like, they're sabers. What are you supposed to do? But, you literally disarm a nigga. That's what you do.
Palpatine basically
ultimate power.
Yeah,
unlimited power.
Unlimited power. That's what it is. Power.
And that because that's a callback to isn't that? Didn't he say that in
I figured that had to be callback
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi or something like that.
I think so.
Back that way. I'm probably wrong, but anyway, so he does. So Mace gets killed by Anakin, tossed out the window like trash. Anakin and the
Palpatine.
Emperor Palpatine.
I mean, really, all Anakin really did was he chopped his arm off, and Palpatine did the rest.
Yeah.
What did I do?
Yeah.
What have I done?
So then, there
was the emotion there too.
Palpatine, now revealed as Darth Sidious, tells Anakin to go to the Jedi Temple. He doesn't expressly say murder children, but it's kind of implied because there's nobody else there.
He says the whole shit. All the Jedi gotta go.
Yeah.
And then he activates Order 66, and then again. Fight back, Jedi.
Yeah. So
some of them were getting surprised, but the rest of them,
So Order 66 activates the clones that were under Palpatine's control the whole time from Episode 2 on. We're basically under Palpatine's control the whole time. And
listen, the kid that Bail Organa failed
he did the most fighting. He did the most.
So there was he did. So
he went down like a G.
And also,
Bail Jedi are.
Bail Organa's a bitch. He had a blaster on him because he just watched this kid get fucking mowed down. At least he could have.
It was like 3 or 4 against 1.
Against the kid, there's no fucking way. I want to just at least popped off some fucking shots.
These were literally designed killers, though, bro. Like literally designed.
And he knew Bail would have known that.
He's just a senator.
That is true, but he had a blaster on him. At least if he had just popped off one shot as he was going out, I'd be like, you know what? All right.
Cool. He's a politician.
This man,
politicians do.
And he wasn't ready for war. Like he was going to the Jedi.
No, when they rocked up to him and were like, "You need to get out of here," he was like, "I need to get out of here." You're right. Exactly. And I get it. But when that kid popped up out of nowhere, at least pop off a shot, my man. Pop off one, please.
Is he a good shot?
Don't just stand there and say no.
But is he a good shot? He might have hit the kid.
Listen,
that's fair too.
There were people.
I'm gonna let Organa live, bro. I gotta let him live on that one.
Don't give that man bail. Don't give that man fucking bail. He'll let that kid fucking die.
I don't know his abilities. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't no Jedi. I mean,
listen,
did he see war for real?
At least pop off.
He was a senator.
Really.
Listen,
I get it. He's a senator. He had a gun on. Like when I saw later on in the scene, he's got a fucking blaster on his hip. I'm like, why even have that, bro? Why even?
It would have made more sense to him for him not to have the blaster on.
Exactly.
But I mean, because
he had a blaster. Like if he didn't have a blaster on his head,
it does make sense for him to have a blaster on because they are in wartime.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're not going to use it, why have it?
Shit. He was behind his car.
Yeah.
He had cover. The least he could have done is said, "Pew pew," and then no. Just nope. Just let that fucking kid die.
Hey man, he had to get a Yoda. Plot.
Right. So anyway, Anakin goes and murders kids, and I guess he sheds a tear about it, and he's sad
boy.
In the meanwhile, so Obi-Wan comes back from his mission, so does Yoda, and they find everybody at the temple dead. And the Order 66 is kicked in, so all the Jedi are attacked by clones, and which is what happens to Yoda and Obi-Wan, but they get away. They're the only ones who get away.
It's crazy that Order 66 went off after my man handed him his fucking lightsaber.
Yeah. So Order 66 starts to go off, and everybody and all the Jedi start to die, and don't fight, and don't really put up much of a fucking fight.
They don't.
No, they got
yeah, and I get it. Like, yeah, they're getting shot from behind, but what is the Force good for?
Exactly.
And
I get it.
Why did one of them look like Ahsoka? And why did one of them look like Ahsoka?
Because there's just Twi'lek, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just
because Ahsoka was not thought of before the Clone Wars.
Right, until the Clone Wars TV show. Series, yeah. Until the Clone Wars.
She was backdated.
And the movie was the thing that first came out, and then
the Clone Wars.
Oh, that's right. There was a Clone Wars movie. Then they did a show.
Yeah. So they weren't thought of. So Ahsoka was not thought of. She was not.
Okay, so she was backdated in.
Oh yeah,
right.
She was retcon, and
100%.
Even though Lucas, and the thing is, again, Ahsoka was Lucas's idea, by the way.
Was she?
Yes. So you thought of her several more years after 18 years?
Right.
What are we doing? What are we doing, bro?
So yeah, the Jedi die like punk bitches, and even though in the newer ones you could see them, and actually in video games stuff like that, Jedi are able to stop laser bolts.
Yes.
None of them do that.
None of them.
Not a single stinking one. Not even Yoda. No. Not even Yoda or Obi-Wan. Nobody stops a single freaking bolt.
No speed force. No.
Nothing. Nobody uses speed force. Nothing like that. Nobody even jumps around.
And I get some of them got
no House of Pain in this movie.
Yeah.
No. They didn't even try.
And I get some of them got distracted. But my man's one of the masters got overwhelmed.
Some of them do kind of jump. But you're saying like when they got attacked, they didn't jump around.
No.
Right. Because like the jump around, they really only showed with Palpatine, Yoda.
Yeah, that's what we mean.
Anakin.
There was no defensive measures taken except for that one master that got mowed down.
They just got that. Yeah.
So Jedi don't put up a much of a fight. They all die like pump bitches.
Yep.
And then
and I
looks like Unlimited Power was
only
in this movie. Looks like Unlimited Power was only in this movie.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
All right. Cool.
It didn't need to be anywhere else.
No.
So, so Anakin, Obi-Wan and Yoda get away, and they go to the Jedi Temple, meet up, and they find out that one of the kids have been killed by a lightsaber. One of the younglings have been killed by a lightsaber. So, Obi-Wan goes to view the tape, rewatch the tape of who was there.
Yoda's like, look, you gonna be mad.
And Yoda was like, you don't do that.
Yeah, here's my thing. Don't do that. They had tape of him in the Senate killing Windu. Did they show him killing younglings?
They
showed him.
They show him in the he was killing people.
Okay.
I don't know if it was younglings. It didn't show, but he was definitely swinging his lightsaber. And
there was people shorter than him. There was people shorter.
Okay,
than him.
cool.
Yeah.
I don't remember this shit about in the Senate, but yeah, they showed.
Because I remember because they show him. Okay. They show Palpatine knighting Vader.
I think he did it at the temple. I don't think he did it at the Senate. I think that's what they were trying to do.
He did it in the room where where he killed Windu.
Yeah, he did knight him.
I think that was a different scene. Honestly, I think what he did in the scene. I don't think that was what was showing on the hologram. The hologram, I think, was something he did inside the temple.
Yeah.
Right.
The hologram
because it was different. It was different dialogue between them.
Yeah.
Because then he tells him something that he didn't tell him at the Senate.
Oh, okay.
Right.
These niggas immediately start calling this nigga Emperor. By the way.
Yeah. Just
immediately Emperor. They didn't even say that he was creating an
Yeah.
That he had already done the Empire. They just immediately start calling this nigga Emperor. Yeah, what the fuck?
So Palpatine becomes Emperor in the Senate, and after
everybody's cool with it.
Yeah, everybody's cool with it. And then
this is how liberty dies.
Obi-Wan finds out that his brother was killing kids. He goes to Padme and asks where Anakin's at, and Padme does not tell Obi-Wan, even though Obi-Wan was like, yo, he murdered children.
Right. Yeah. I can't believe you. I won't believe you.
Again, another disconnect.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker, he the father, right?
Right. So he fusses out that Anakin's the father of Padme's kid, but
I didn't even know when they knew she was pregnant. Though.
Yeah. Real quick, one thing that bothers me: they have a scene of her crying as he's doing this stuff, so she feels something.
Well,
right.
I think she's supposed to be worried because she doesn't know where he's at. They know she sees the smoke.
Yeah,
she says that she sees the smoke.
Yeah, so
from Jedi
worried.
Temple. So she's worried.
So she's worried about that. But then it would have. Well, I don't know why she had to.
I don't know why I'm defending this movie.
Exactly. Yeah, she broke down crying. Like, there's a difference between worried and like sad crying.
Well, she breaks down crying because I can see that her crying because she's worried.
She thought her baby was dying.
Yeah.
But then when when Obi-Wan comes and tells her, "Hey, he was the one. He was the one who basically that fire you saw, that was your boy."
Yeah.
Like,
she didn't put that.
He didn't say that, but she didn't put it together like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, I did see a great big ass fire. You mean that was him? Never says that.
No.
She's never. I can't believe that he did that. Why else would I be here?
Yeah.
If I was Obi-Wan, I'm like, why else would I be here?
Like, do you think I need to lie to you?
Right. What do I need to lie to you for?
I'm looking for him for a reason.
Right.
Not the $5 he owed me.
The only reason I have to look for him is because I believe he killed younglings, and I saw him kill younglings, so I got to go talk to him. Right, I just saw a hologram of him killing younglings.
Keisha's sister's cousin down the street didn't tell me. I saw it.
It's like, right.
I had fucking research.
Exactly.
I can cite my goddamn sources.
So even though Padme doesn't believe him, she still goes to Mustafar because Anakin told her that he was going to Mustafar to end the war.
Real quick. She says 3PO will look after me. Nigga, what?
Yeah, 3PO's mad useless.
3PO's always been useless.
But look, he did one thing. He did one thing later.
Yeah, much later he does one thing. But he's a protocol droid. He don't know nothing about birthing no babies.
Yeah,
in the movie though. I do remember in the movie though. I mean, there's probably a protocol for birthing babies.
He's more of an ambassador.
Not true in this movie, Bale.
You said what?
It's not true in this movie, Bale.
Stuck.
But he's more.
But I mean, 3PO did do one thing later on in the movie. That's it.
Yeah, but to be fair, he's a.
But to have her,
he's a protocol droid that does he was programmed to first clean up Anakin's mama's house, and then they reprogrammed him to do to work as like
a diplomat.
Yeah. To work as a diplomat, right? His original purpose, was to Phantom Menace. Anakin was building C-3PO.
Because Anakin built C-3PO and R2-D2.
A housewife into a diplomat.
Yes.
I shouldn't say housewife. A housemaid into a diplomat. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I was trying to go from the whole housewife shit, but
it didn't work. It
wasn't. But still, having C-3PO as backup, it's like, oh yeah, 3PO will take it. Win, nigga. I'd rather have R2-D2.
Yeah,
I mean, you gonna jump in front of a fucking R2-D2, man. R2-D2 got active.
Exactly, R2-D2 is a beast.
He got active in this motherfucker.
Like, can I get R2? Like,
this thing is I don't want to hear no loose wire jokes.
Run. What the fuck?
When this nigga said I don't want to hear no loose wire jokes, I was like, he kind of does have a loose wire because he murderized the fuck out of those two droids.
Yeah,
man. He lit the masses on fire after ripping the other motherfucker apart, basically.
But so Padme goes to Mustafar to confront Anakin and ask if you murdered children. Obi-Wan steals away in her ship, and basically he kind of confirms. Anakin kind of confirms, I murdered children.
And he proceeds to choke them.
But I murdered children for you.
He still denied it.
Yeah.
Well,
until he saw Obi-Wan.
He does not openly deny it. He does not say, "I didn't do that."
No.
What did he say? He says he said
at first he says, they're trying to cloud your mind.
Yeah,
and then he keeps digging and he's like,
and then liar happened.
Yeah.
And then the part that me and Sean want to talk about, He choked the fuck out of her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she caught the first force choke.
Yeah, he choked the shit out of her.
Yeah. So yeah, once Obi-Wan is
turned her ass
revealed
motherfucker.
on the ship of on Padme's ship, he's like, "What goes on here?" And he force chokes
And one thing,
why was Obi standing like that?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a weird.
That was a weird pose, bro.
It's a superhero pose.
Yeah,
the Jedi movie.
Shit. Yeah.
I'm Superman.
One thing I want to point out is that Anakin's absolutely MAGA because she's literally telling this man to his face, what you did is making me not like you. And he's like, no, it's gotta be Obi-Wan.
Right. Yeah, she does tell him literally to his face.
Yeah. It's the thing you've done.
I can't do what you're doing. Against me.
Right, and it's like I can't. She says I can't travel down this road with you, buddy. And then,
but it's gotta be Obi-Wan.
And it's gotta be Obi-Wan's fault because
if I was Obi-Wan, I'm like, what the fuck did I do to you, man?
Right?
Yeah, that would have been my first question.
The animosity towards Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that would have been my first question. I'd be like, why are you so angry, bro? Like, what did I do?
Did you have a nap?
Yeah.
Are you tuckered?
Do you need a Snickers?
Yeah.
Like,
one minute we're good, the next minute you're cursing my goddamn name. What the fuck did I do to you?
Right.
He was like high-fiving and shit, bro.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I definitely would have asked questions before I started swinging. Like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, because that's another disconnect. It's like, I would have been like, what the fuck? Like, we were, what the fuck?
Can we sit down and talk about this? Because I just seen you murder children, bro. Like, what is wrong with you?
How am I the issue? You killing kids and I'm the issue, my nigga?
Right, exactly. You murdered kids and I'm the problem? I didn't murder no kids.
Twice, by the way. Twice. This is the second time I murder fucking children.
But that Obi knows.
True. The first time that Obi knows. But still.
Right. You said over here murdering children and I'm the problem?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Did something? Damn.
Yeah, nobody really talks about that all that much.
Yeah, and it's like, the dark side clouded his vision. Again, this would have been a great thing for if Palpatine had literally brainwashed him.
Yep.
That all of this would have made perfect sense.
And you know what? I just thought about something. We were sitting talking about how, like, in you're saying in that game, once you start fucking with the dark side, you start changing, but apparently not in George Lucas's
his eyes turn red
movies. This is what I was getting to. So he changes, but Palpatine was the same. The Dooku was the same, but he changes.
Just his eyes.
Well, I mean, his face starts getting darker.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, that's the way they shoot it, but no, his eyes are the only thing that's really changed. Like, he doesn't get in the Knights of the Republic, you get veins all over your face and stuff like that. Like, it's a visible change,
like Altered Beast type shit.
Yeah.
Well, not Altered Beast, not that much.
Like, your character is like seething, like hulking, like just angry all the fucking time.
Oh.
Yeah. Your character is angry. You could tell by the posture they're angrier. They get veins all over their face. Their skin starts to turn pale if you're a white character, blacker if you're a black character. Like their skin, you see a change. It's not just it's not just their eyes.
Yeah, I mean, his eyes just went weird, but okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's not just the eyes.
Weird fucking.
It's a.
This scene was a weird fucking.
It's a whole disconnect. The dialogue doesn't make any sense from what's happening on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's back.
Oh,
you went out for a little bit. You're back.
Yeah, you went dialogue.
Yeah, the dialogue doesn't make any sense. Back like what happens with the scene?
Not at all, bro.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Then there's the fight.
The high ground fight.
Yeah.
And this nigga, it's a decent fight, but one thing that bothers me is the flares that they do in the fighting. And it's like,
man, when they were fucking double flowering in front of each other, like, no, why aren't we fucking hitting each other? What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Like,
was just
that shit pisses off swordsmen.
Seriously.
And the thing is that if you want to play Anakin as darker and stuff like that, there wouldn't have been this there shouldn't have been this choreographed dance of a fight.
No.
Like, this motherfucker is doing all this shit. I'm pushing his ass.
Exactly. This should have been a desperate fight for like Obi-Wan's life.
It should have been aggressive as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. He should have force choked him right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of physically choking him.
Or through him or something.
Yeah.
It should have been a lot more physically aggressive.
To me, like if he's that far gone, he should have been throwing him through stuff he should have been like Obi-Wan should have been tattered, should have had blood, like some blood coming down.
He should have been through the lava already. He should have felt the lava first.
Yes.
Right.
I'm throwing lava. Like, you wasn't a villain here, bro. Man.
If you saw this guy as the person who was poisoned your wife against you, your pregnant wife against you, if you really saw them like that, it would have been a dance.
For broke. Yeah.
There's no fair fight here.
There's no fair fight. There's no flippy moves or nothing like that. Nah, this is straight hands. This is Jedi hands.
Absolutely.
And
sabers to the face.
And what should have happened is that the only way Obi-Wan could have beat him is that he used his anger against him, because you don't fight angry.
Right.
And that's what it should have been. It should have been like Obi-Wan should have been flowing and Anakin should have been aggressive.
Right.
Right.
Now, I know you don't want to talk about the other fight that was going on during that one, right? But I got two things I got to say about that shit. All right. So one thing was hilarious. Like when Yoda does his little, for some reason, I'm going to pretend I'm knocked the fuck out shit.
Yeah.
My wife was, she was in the kitchen. And she's like, wait, he killed Yoda? Now she knows the story. She knows Star Wars. She knows Yoda wasn't dead. But she's like being funny as hell. Oh, he killed Yoda? We ride at dawn. That shit fucked me up. And did you even in this sophisticated futuristic society, they throwing chairs, nigga?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was throwing chairs.
It definitely reminded me of Jedi version of
the Sorcerer.
What you call it? Jedi version of the Waffle House.
Yeah,
you're just throwing chairs.
And then, like, yo, you so good in the Force that y'all jump around and shit. Why would falling matter to you?
That's true.
That's a great point. Because I guess you'd still take fall damage even if you're good, even if you're good at the Force. Like, you're absolutely right.
You know what I'm saying? They keep
it didn't make any sense.
Out that
you're hopping around and
grab.
During the fight, Yoda falls and gets hurt.
He scratched the fuck out of whatever he was holding on to.
Yeah. So the what was it? It was a Force push battle,
right?
Or is it lightning versus Force push?
He threw some lightning.
Yeah. So Yoda, so they bounce off of each other. Yoda starts to tumble. And this is Darth Sidious. So Yoda starts to tumble, and he falls. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Why couldn't he catch himself with the Force? Like, or just float down?
Like Force pull, Force push, Force something. Like, what the fuck?
Something to mitigate.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Or he could have pulled one of the cinder floating chairs, whatever, towards him to catch him.
It feels like George doesn't fully understand his own
abilities. Yeah. Like the shit that he created, he don't even understand.
Yeah.
That's why you need somebody else there.
Yeah. To kind of,
ask questions. Better. Be like, why?
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know how this made past any.
He just had he had his own studio, had his own editor. Like all of it was just him.
There was no fucking focus groups.
No.
Nothing. Nobody sat there and watched the trailer.
Basically, Fox was like
beta tested nothing.
Yeah, basically, he was like, "I want to make more Star Wars," and Fox was like, "Hell yeah!" And that's basically the end of the conversation.
Yeah, cut the check.
Yeah,
cut the check.
That's what they did. These movies probably did well.
They did great. Yeah,
that's horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah, they did great.
Yeah, so we're back at high ground, right?
Yeah. So after
that's all I ever called this fight.
Away from the Palpatine, after Yoda runs away from Palpatine, the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin continues until Obi-Wan jumps off into the ground, and there's a height difference because Obi-Wan is higher than Anakin, and in order for Anakin to get to where he needs to go,
you gotta say.
Obi-Wan says, "I have the high ground."
It's over, Anakin.
Yeah,
I have the high ground. Yeah, you have to say it. This nigga does a flip.
You underestimate my abilities.
Yeah,
don't try.
This nigga does a flip.
Yep.
Do a flip.
Yeah.
And lost his legs.
He does.
And I mean,
he does a flip,
him
and
shits.
it's like you couldn't have jumped anywhere else. And then run back into the fight. You could.
You had to jump at him, over him.
Yeah,
jump over him, and then freaking Obi-Wan waves his lightsaber in the air, and Ginsu's freaking
it was one slice.
Yeah.
One shot, one kill. Like it is nigga legless.
Lops his arm and leg off.
How did he hit the arm and leg?
Like
none of it makes any sense.
I saw like one slice and he got arm and leg.
He blendered his ass.
There's a show that I watched called How It Should Have Ended, and they did one for this, and he was at the bottom, and Obi-Wan gets this thing, and he goes, and Anakin just throws lava at him. From where I'm standing, you have the lava ground. The lava ground.
I'm saying, and I'm throwing shit. Like, bro.
Yeah.
And he's like, stop doing that.
Stop doing it.
Yeah, he should have definitely that would have made sense if he threw lava at him, or even
pulled his ass into the shit.
Yeah.
No, he could have thrown his saber.
Yeah.
Thrown his saber, made Obi-Wan block it, flipped over him, caught the saber, and then either continue to fight or cut Obi-Wan in half.
Exactly.
Like, there's so many ways Vader could have won that fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
So many ways. Flipping over, getting your shit sliced was the worst possible way to explain this motherfucker getting in the goddamn suit. Yeah. This was horrible, sir.
It was
This was in one slice, sir. It wasn't even like he really got at him. One slice while he was flipping in the air.
Right.
And then we get the "I hate you" scene.
Man, that was the emotion.
That was the most emotion he showed throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, nigga, why?
Again, why?
You did everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd have been like, bro, this was all your fault.
This is all you, bro.
I'd have gotten as close as I could to his face, and I'd have said, "You know, this is your fucking fault, right?"
Yeah.
Like, we didn't even have to. I didn't want to fight, man.
This is the best example of a motherfucker run away from accountability. Vader was the best example.
Exactly what I mean.
Motherfucker run away from accountability. That was crazy. And then I felt like one thing I wrote down, bro should have had FRs on, because I mean, one little flame in his old
his whole shit went up.
Yeah, his whole shit went on.
And then when this motherfucker was pulling himself, with the arm, my wife's like, nigga, how?
While he's on fire. I mean, the dark side of the force is strong. It's all about hate.
Yeah, it was crazy because, after this is pretty much it. I mean, fucking Obi picks up the lightsaber, you were the chosen one, blah blah blah. Like, you know what I'm saying, and he dips off.
It's like, you're supposed to bring balance to the force, and he should have been like, I did.
You know what I'm saying?
Two of you, two of me. That's balance.
Yeah, that's how math works, Obi.
It is after this, they fucking put Obo in the suit, and then she has the kids and automatically knows their fucking names before she dies and shit.
I mean, she just named them. Sometimes
Luke,
that does happen.
Leia.
She named them. Yeah. And then
there's good in him. There's good in boop. Like, bro.
And then we get
the
one James Earl Jones scene.
Yeah.
And
everybody made fun of it when it first came out. That's
because, bro, it wasn't.
One thing that I dislike is the 180 that everybody's pulled on this prequel trilogy, and the reason why they pulled the 180 is because Dave Filoni carried Lucas's water. If it weren't for Dave Filoni, nobody would look at the prequels with high regard.
Filoni for
the Clone Wars show.
Oh, okay. So Filoni did Clone Wars.
He made the series,
yeah.
He did Clone Wars,
and
then he did Boba Fett, right?
He's had his hand in basically the Star Wars, almost all the Star Wars. He did Ahsoka, he did Boba Fett, he did Mandalorian. Mandalorian was him.
Well, I thought that was okay, because I was going to say that I thought Favreau led that one.
No, I think he led, but I think Filoni wrote or helped. He co-created it with him.
But yeah, Filoni's been
Filoni picked it up.
Yeah, he's been a Lucas water carrier for the longest time.
He carried the ball. He that motherfucker. He was
because the best things about the prequels were anything that Gennady Tartakovsky did and what Dave Filoni did after season 3 of Clone Wars, because Clone Wars is dry as fuck for a while.
Yeah, I started to watch Clone Wars and then I could not. It was quite boring.
I had it on my list and I just haven't gotten to it.
It's not worth it until, like, I would say season 5 is when shit starts going down. And it's like, oh, okay, this is actually interesting now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I saw Ahsoka. Mandalorian's got what, 3 seasons or 4 seasons?
3.
Yeah,
3, and I think they're coming out with a movie.
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah, they're supposed to be doing a movie. I knew they were supposed to do a movie. I saw the first 2 seasons, and I saw Boba Fett. I did not finish Obi-Wan, though. Because I think I had like 2 episodes left on Obi-Wan.
It was okay. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought they did decently with Obi-Wan, at least.
Now,
way better than this shit.
Yeah, can I get into my animosity for George now? When I catch you, George. When I catch you, George.
Wait. Yeah. I got one more thing. That whack ass no.
That's what I was thinking about, yeah. The one scene that James Earl Jones was in was the no scene, and everybody made fun of it.
Everybody made fun of it. That was
horrible. Yeah. Okay, so George, when I catch you. 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 You're gonna get these hands. I'm sorry. This has to be said. The original trilogy cannot be found in its original format anywhere legally.
Yeah.
Because of this man. Even when he sold it to Disney, it is only found in its shitty special edition format that he went back and put
Anakin in there.
No, not just Anakin. Just horrible fucking CGI that makes no sense for the time.
Even in A New Hope, like there's a scene with there's an added scene with Han Solo and Jabba the Hutt that didn't need to happen.
No,
and it was
like literally superfluous, and it fucked up Jabba's thing because Jabba is the kingpin of the galaxy. Imagine a kingpin.
What does he mean with a lowly smuggler for?
Okay, I want to say that I don't think I've ever seen the special edition.
Don't bother.
Don't.
I think because most of my views was my mom's.
The VHS.
She had the VHS tapes.
Sure, that's
the only way to watch it.
That's the only legal way to watch it.
That was I think they're gone now, but they were.
There are 60 millimeter prints on archive.org of the originals that were digitally put up, and they're available to watch. So you can watch.
It's like he fucking put his shit on it and just like ran away with the fucking masters, like destroyed them or some shit. It's crazy.
The rumor is that he did that so that his ex-wife didn't get any of the credit for it.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
I don't know how true that is.
I did hear that rumor.
But if
I never looked into the.
But if that's the reason why we still have these shitty special editions that are 4K remasters of the original trilogy,
Dick.
When I catch you, George, it's gonna be bad.
Entire phallus.
Yeah.
Fucking dickhole move.
Yeah, it really is.
And I don't want to watch the special editions.
I don't want to watch the special editions.
They're horrible.
Now that I know there's added scenes in it,
they're
just completely fuck up the flow. Like that's literally Wilson Fisk's kingpin going to a lowly smuggler and being capitulating to him. What?
No.
He steps on Jabba's tail.
Are you fucking bullshitting me?
No.
Yeah, I ain't seen that shit. I ain't seen
like complete and utter disrespect to Jabba the fucking Hutt. Are you kidding me with this? How am I supposed to take this character seriously now?
Well, the motherfucker put this nigga in carbonite. Like,
exactly.
No, I'm not. You ain't gonna step on my tail.
Jabba was a fucking G. You telling me you just
I'm a big fat motherfucker
and let him talk to you any way he wants to?
Like Jabba was the size he was because he could be. Like,
exactly.
Everybody feared that motherfucker.
Yes.
You don't.
He put Leia in chains.
I'm saying.
Made her a slave. Put Han in carbonite. Almost killed Luke. Are you kidding me with this?
Yeah, nobody was going to stop him either.
No, absolutely not.
That nigga's a do. There's another fucking Tuesday for his ass.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, you ain't stepping on this nigga's tail.
No.
Just and not live.
Exactly.
Like he would have smoked like so fast.
So George, when I catch you, man, it's on site. It's on site. I'm sorry to the nerd crowd. I'm sorry. I hope I never meet this man because I can't get over that. That's just nerd rage from of old. I can let the prequels go. I can let them go. They are cash grab. They are what they are, and people enjoy them now. Fine.
Yeah, I feel like the special edition shit is enough.
The special edition,
Bane forever.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's on my list.
I support you. I'll have that money for you. It's George Lucas, so I don't know how much.
Yeah,
but
it's gonna be a lot. I'm in Minecraft. I'm gonna insult them. Because there's no fucking reason for that to be a thing. You could have your special editions, fine, but leave the original shit alone.
At least
there is no other movie that I know of that has done that.
At least do them like some.
I will agree. You definitely should have left that alone.
At least put them on some unlimited edition shit that. Like even with the bullshit like Disney could have done with the fucking Vault release and shit and had the originals out as a limited release.
They would have made buku dollars.
4K goddamn limited release, man. Motherfuckers would clear that bacon house out, man. I don't think we can eat tonight, baby, but we're gonna go ahead and get these motherfucking.
But I'm assuming the reason why is because there's some contract he wrote in perpetuity that will never allow the original trilogy in its original format to see the light of day.
Well.
Just because he's a fucking asshole.
That's some asshole shit.
Okay.
Yeah, hot takes or
what's up?
But after that,
because we pretty much went through the movie. That's it. It's the end of that fucking movie, bro. Like,
yeah,
shit's crushing. Like, nigga, where was all this force power when you was fighting Obi? But anyway,
yeah, exactly.
You crushing shit that's just in your vicinity. But you couldn't crush this nigga's legs while you was fighting him or some shit. Come on now.
Yeah.
I already went through my hot takes.
But yeah,
the fact that Jenny Tartakovsky and Dave Filoni did more for the prequels than George Lucas ever did.
I'll agree with that wholeheartedly. I believe that when fucking Mandalorian came out.
Yeah.
It made me interested in Star Wars again.
Yeah.
All right. So with a death threat to George Lucas out of the way.
And Minecraft.
Minecraft. Yes, he did.
I guess we'll end it there. So for Star Wars, CJ and myself, that's it for us. Until next time on the BNC. Made a name for myself and everybody cousin. Everybody hate him. Everybody love him. Everybody got opinions. Don't nobody want him. That gave us 2 cents and acting like he funded. This ain't